Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whisky. My name is Vin PF, and on today's episode we've got another Torabhaig. Now you might remember I visited their distillery last year and had an absolutely fantastic time up there. It's a really lovely place to go and visit. And now they've got their Chapter 4 release out. I'll say at the top of the show, these guys sent me this bottle for review, so factor that into your watching pleasure, as so to speak. But here we have the Sound of Sleat. I'm given to believe that the pronunciation is Slate, not Sleat, as it's phonetically spelt. Sound of Sleat, and although you might be forgiven thinking that might be the sound of sleet as in the kind of rain, actually it's the body of water, a small sea in between the Isle of Skye, where the distillery is located, and mainland Scotland, just in case you didn't know that. So that's what they've named their fourth release after. Chapter 4 on their way to their 10-year-old, so every year they're going to be bringing out something different, something new, something innovative, I guess, and on their way up to that 10-year-old milestone, and after that what they'll do, who knows. But it's really interesting to see how they're evolving over that time, basically. So we're seeing them grow. So although this is a Chapter 4, this isn't a 4-year-old. It's on their website as 5 to 6 years old, so getting interesting already, very interesting. Now one thing you'll note of this is the interesting artwork on the front. I've brought the box out as well. I don't often do this, but the artwork on this is this kind of like greeny, turquoisey vibe. The whole picture is slightly different, but this is done by local artist Ellis O'Connor, and is meant to kind of embody the sound of Sleat and its I don't know, erratic nature, I guess. It's kind of, some days it's really lovely, some days it's really quite a sight to see, I guess, because the weather there changes so rapidly. For me personally, I do love the artwork, but I do miss the old style label where it had the kind of mass-free tea. I really liked that personally, but yeah, it's still lovely. It's still a lovely label, but worth noting. This sells for 58 quid. It's 46%, and as I said earlier, exclusively ex-bourbon, which is a nice thing to have. I'm really coming round to ex-bourbon. If I say coming round to it, full circle coming round to it is what I mean by that. I did my whole journey through all the different cask types and whatnot, and I'm really starting to kind of open back up again to that backbone of Scotch industry, the ex-bourbon. Fair enough, but we may as well get into it and see what we've got inside the glass. This is non-chill filtered, natural coloured as well, so we've got a nice light, well, I wouldn't say straw, it's a bit deeper than straw, but lighter than the kind of goldy, but an honest representation of the liquid nonetheless. Let's get onto the nose. Now, it's a fairly high peat level. The in-glass phenol level is 14.5 ppm, so obviously you're going to get a lot of smoke on this. This is barbecue smoke. I get a lot of, it's almost like a, sometimes I say like barbecue meats, but for me it's more like a barbecued salmon almost. You're getting that kind of like that saline, that fishiness from it, which I really enjoy. Lovely coastal sea air, but it's also sweet as well, so there's some fruitiness in there. Let's get onto the palate and see what we got. Now, obviously this is a smoky whiskey, but I gotta tell you, it's not the main player of the experience of this. For me, it's the sweetness. Straight away, you're getting this kind of waft of honey that comes over your tongue. Lovely. The smoke is kind of mingling in the background of all of it. Then this is extra layer of fruitiness. On the website, they say things like apricots, and I have to agree, it's right there. Let's have another quick sip. Because it's a relatively low ABV, 46, I say low, you know what I mean, in terms of general drinking levels, it's a really approachable peaty whiskey. Really nice, easy sipper for me. Just super smoky, super fruity. Really well balanced, I would say. You know, and don't be afraid of those 5 to 6 years. I say often on the channel that some could consider that quite a youthful whiskey, and yes, in the grand scheme of things, it is. However, with the right wood regime, you can really nail down those flavours nice and early, and that's what these guys are doing. Superb stuff. Finish wise, the sweetness tends to disappear off, leaving the kind of smoky element there, which again, lovely, we enjoy that. That's going across nice and I would say medium long on the finish, if you know what I mean with those sort of lengths. just really nice, well rounded. Can't say much more. As you can see, it makes me want to go back to it time and time again. For me, I think that the 58 quid is well on the mark for what they're actually selling over there. They're making some really great stuff over at Torabhaig. Really well worth visiting as well if you ever get a chance to go up there. Stunning location, right on the Sound of Sleat, as they've called it this time. But yeah, for me, loving that ex-bourbon vibe on this. Loving the whole package basically. ABV, ex-bourbon, price, all things in together. Superb. I think it's well worth it. Would love to see a cask strength version. You know me, I do like my cask strength stuff, and I've really enjoyed the previous cask strength stuff that they've done. But I wouldn't want to take away from it. It's perfectly balanced as it is. There you go. I imagine this bottle is going to go down very quickly. It's one of those ones I'm just going to reach for time and time again. Even during the summer months that we're coming up to now, I enjoy my peated whiskey, so I'm definitely going to be knocking this back and sharing it where I can. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. Hopefully a lot of you will be interested in Torabhaig. I've covered them quite a bit on the channel now, so hopefully you'll be into it. And let me know if you bought it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. We'll have a chat. In any case, I'll see you on more videos coming soon. Cheers.